Welcome everybody, my name is François Letarte and this is my channel D30, a channel about tabletop role-playing games. So today, I'll make my impression and review of the game called Heroes Against Darkness. Heroes Against Darkness is a role-playing game, fantasy role-playing game written by Justin Halliday and published by Hero Forge Games. Well, if the name Justin Halliday rings a bell to you, maybe it's because you have kids at home and you are playing Hero Kids. Yeah, this is the same guy who has wrote Hero Kids, which is a game that I enjoy a lot because I use it with the kids often. And yeah, so while searching for my RPGs project, if you are following my channel, you maybe know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm making a try of different game systems in different kingdoms of that big setting called the RPGs setting. And one of the game system I fell upon was Heroes Against Darkness, which was a free game system. So it was a way for me to show that you can find free game systems with a free setting like RPGs, and if you are on a budget, well, you can play role-playing games because those games are great in their own ways. And yeah, you can have something and go to adventure. Heroes Against Darkness, so far I've tried it with 2 different groups. So I was able to, well, my knowledge so far is with those 2 groups. If I would define Heroes Against Darkness briefly, for me, I would say that it's like D&D 4th edition wants to be old school, okay? There's a lots of game mechanics that makes me think of Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition, but it has been stripped down of many stuff, and it acts like if it was an old school game, you know, some of the first edition of Dungeons and Dragons. That's how it felt. Is it a success? Well, that game is very easy to understand. Okay, it's a very clear game. It's well made, but you have to be ready for the type of play that it brings you. We'll try to be more clear after that. This is a D20 type game. Read D20 plus modifier, get a roll, you know, be the target number. 20, you know, natural 20, it's always a success. 1 is always a miss. You have some advantages, disadvantages. You know, this is quite easy, okay? It explains quite well what is a role-playing game, okay? This is very clear. Character creation, okay, you choose a class. You choose, you know, the basic classes: warrior, barbarian, berserker, hunter, rogue. Okay, there's lots of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 classes. You choose some races, which is the classic type of races that you can find in many high fantasy role-playing games. You determine the ability score. So there are many ways to determine them. You can roll 3d6 straight down like the good old days, or the famous 4d6 drop the lowest. And yeah, and you come up with ability scores, which are the same 6 ability scores from Dungeons and Dragons, you know, strength, dexterity, constitution, okay, you know what I mean. It's a level-based, class-based, and you have hit points that will raise with levels. And for magic, you have anima points, which works a little like, you know, hit points, and will enable you to cast spells. So the spells here work with spell points called anima. So it's very easy to create a character. And what else? Okay, you have all the classic what bonus you have if you are taking that class, that race. Okay, classes, how it comes. It comes with very structured way to present their class. Okay, what kind of hit points they will get, what kind of proficiencies with weapons they have. It's quite sorry, well explained for the proficiencies. I'll really like the way they do it. You have some increased powers, you know, with level, when you raise level and all that. And you have skills, which is quite strange. There are no predetermined skill list, okay? You don't have skills with precise bonus attached to it. These are they are mostly what this class can do, like in old D&D, and they presume that either you succeeded automatically because you know about the stuff, or you can have a bonus to a roll, to a basic ability score, because you know the stuff. Okay, so that's basically how they do it. There's no real guidelines with the skills, it's just very broad like that. Okay, so health points, well, yeah, you have it looks like Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, you have all the attacks, the defense, which is very structured. You do that kind of attack, melee attack, here's what comes with it, range attack. Okay, the book is very, very clear. Okay, yeah, the weapon proficiencies, how it works. They comes into 3 different categories. Okay, simple weapons, normal weapons, and martial weapons. And let's say you don't have martial weapons, well, and you don't have that with your class, but you know you use one of them, well, you have a penalty to use that kind of weapon. Let's say you are only proficient with simple weapons. Well, if you take normal weapons, which is a type of higher type of weapon, you have -4, and martial weapons -8. Well, something like that. Okay, maybe I'm wrong with the yeah, maybe I'm wrong with the minuses, but this is how it works. Okay, very clear. Okay, it's very well explained. You know, that book is magnificent for that. You have all the weapons. You know, someone who wants to begin understanding role-playing games, this could be a very great book. You know, it's well organized, very well organized, and you really understand the thing. Magic item creation, movement transportation, and the different type of encounters that you can have. They explain how to resolve them. Lots of good examples to help. So, yeah, attacking, how it works. Basically, you choose a power which is tied to your class. They say power, but you can say a warrior at level 1 gets melee attack, okay? And under, let's say, melee attack. And depending on your level, well, your melee attack will be more efficient, and it's all well explained here. And when you gain level, you gain new powers, but you gain them automatically, okay? That's how it works. When you are at that class, at that level, this is the powers you have. So you have to know them, to trigger them during a combat or different type of encounters if you need those powers. So you decide on the powers you want to use. It was very fun to use during the game. I will try to do that type of attack, and you know, you had all the recipe to make it done in the game. So, of course, if you're into a spell casting type of characters, you have lots more of power because it will represent the different type of magic that you can do. Just go a little farther. Okay, something that is very cool with that game is there's no, you know, monster list. Okay, there's not a real section about monsters. Yes, there are some monsters to give you examples, in fact, because you have the recipe, the very clear recipe on how to create monsters, and it's very, very easy to create monsters and to create them in order to have an effect on the group. Do you want this fight to be hard? Here how you do it. Here how you make your calculation to make it hard. Okay, it's very based on the maths here. You want an easy encounters with minions? Well, here's how to do it. Every type of monsters have kind of let's say there are types of monsters. Yeah, you choose. I don't know how to say it, but I just want to find the table here. Okay, you have the minions, the grunts, the brute, commander, caster, and striker. This is the type of monsters, and for every one of them, you have kind of a level coming up with it. Okay, so it's very clear. Okay, you have tables like that, which are easy to use, and you can create the monsters that you want on the fly like that, because the stats are all there. Just know what type of powers, a special move that they can do, put that into them, and yeah, you have that, your encounter done. You're just fighting with the mats, and you put the color you want in it, and it works. Yeah. So this is how it works. There are some good tools, like to create a town. You know, you have some names that you can put on the town. You know, if you want to create something on the fly, a setting on the fly, and start adventuring with your group, lots of cool tools to help you. Sorry. The game is well organized, like I said. Very mathematical. During the play, though it was easy to use, it was hard sometimes to know what type of roles you want to do. Yeah, of course in combat you can say, I try this power or this one. The game has some holes in it, in my opinion. Okay, like an example that struck me while reading. Okay, you have a big table somewhere telling you the difficulty on when you swim. Okay, what's happened. Okay, will you drown? Okay, so you have all the modifiers to make your roll. Okay, but they don't tell you in the game what happens when you actually drown, how it works, how much hit points you will lose, how much round you can stand in the water. You don't have that sort of explanation. That is one example. This is some holes that you have in that game. So you have to come up with some answers to that. So you need some preparation, or maybe on the fly just find something clever to put in the game. Make some rulings about this. Though the game is very easy to use, okay, felt a little vanilla, felt a little mathematical. So I think you have some works to do in that game to make it feel more alive, because the game is so well organized that, well, we were discovering the game, okay, so it was hard to us to get out of this mathematical calculations to figure out what was going on. So probably if you want to make this game more alive, you have to probably master the rules a little more, know more about them, and make them more automatic so you can have that role-play parts. You want some variety? Well, there's no kind of multi-classing in that. And I can't see how it could be done, because there are so many powers given to you when you get into a class that multi-classing would make it too much gonzo. Though it might be possible, maybe with some works. But if you choose a class where you are that class with that character all along, okay? What can I say about this game? You want a game easy to take to start with, a game that is clear, that is well organized, that you will find what you need to get it done. Heroes Against Darkness is a success. Just in my opinion, this is my humble opinion, you need some work to make it more alive. This is a very mechanical game, but with some works, I think you can make it quite alive. Okay, I think it's possible, but sit down, try the game, write some stuff, and yeah, make it go the way you want. It's a free game, okay, well done by someone who knows how to make games. I can recommend the game for the people, like I said. You want to start role-playing games with a free game, well, this could be a good title. and that might inspire you afterward to try out some other games that are similar, like D&D or Pathfinder. But yeah, this is what I think about Heroes Against Darkness. So I will put the link below. You may check this out and encourage the company who has made that game possible. So, if you want, leave comments and questions below. My name is François Letarte for JDR D30, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.